Hey friends, welcome back. So, today we are diving into September love messages for the water signs. That is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oh yeah, each sign only has 3. I was like, feels like there should be another one. But yeah, there's just 3. My mind is not here today. Anyways, whether your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is one of the water signs, this might be for you. I would recommend checking your sun first, but definitely can get some good messages out of your moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. Now, for a little housekeeping before we begin, I will be shuffling the cards off camera so that I can spend really some quality time connecting with the energy. I am an intuitive-based reader. I've been reading tarot for probably about 14, 15 years. But I want to be able to get this video done as quickly as possible because I do daily ASMR uploads. And to get to all 12 signs, I need to make this as streamlined as possible for me personally. So that's the best way I can make it sustainable and real for me. And I also really do want to make sure too at the same time though that I make sure I give each sign its my complete and total attention and energy and like really connecting with that energy. For today's reading, I am going to be using the Witches Tarot deck. I will be pulling 3 cards plus an overall message, and then we will pull 2 oracle messages. One from the Hidden Truth by All Things Intuitive oracle deck, and then we also have the Messages of Love oracle deck, also by All Things Intuitive. Why 2 oracle decks? Well, because they were both calling me, and when my intuition speaks, I listen. Even if my logical brain is like, girl, are you sure? So, here we are, we're honoring that, and as always, we'll take what's resonate, leave what doesn't. Same for you. These are general readings, this isn't a personal reading. So, let's begin with Pisces, our dreamy, deep-feeling fishies. Alright Pisces, let's take a look at your love energy for September. I do want to warn you in advance too, I may have to pause this if there's weird jumps. They're doing some kind of landscaping thing outside, and it every once in a while it gets really loud. I'll have to pause the recording since this is ASMR if we get to that. Anyways, I've already shuffled off camera like I said at the beginning. I could spend time connecting the energy and keep things, quick and efficient. And if you want more info as to why I do the reading the way I do, then check out the intro. It was only 2 minutes or something like that, I think, today, so you'll find out there. Anyways, 3 tarot cards, 1 overall, 2 oracle cards. If you want more information about which these cards are, check out the intro. Anyways, the first card we have is the Ace of Pentacles. This tells me... Oh, I was like, how loud is that going to get? There's a weed eater outside. This tells me that something new is being offered right now or planted. It could be the very beginning of a new connection for some of you, or even a restart with someone you already know, but whatever it is, it's trying to be grounded. For some of you, this might even be tied to work or financial stability, like meeting someone at your job or trying to stabilize a rocky relationship. It feels like there's a desire for something real, not just surface level stuff. Okay, and the second card is the Knight of Swords. This is a very different energy from the Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords is impulsive, fast-moving, and honestly, kind of aggressive. When they want something, so here is the thing. If the Ace of Pentacles is the slow, solid offer, and then the Knight of Swords rushes in right after, some of you might be dealing with a push-pull situation. It's like someone wants something real, but is going about it in a way that's chaotic, inconsistent, or like too rushed. For others, it could be entirely, someone entirely different entering the picture. possibly an air sign, though I don't usually go deep into sign calling for general readings, so that doesn't need to be an air sign, but I'm just saying that card is an air energy, but this is a general reading. So the main point is you may be feeling torn between a new beginning and the speed of or pressure of someone changing or charging forward without emotional depth. And then I keep trying to make sure my mouse is on the pause button so I can pause really quick if they start that machine again. The third card is the the Knight of Cups. Now, this gets even more layered because the Knight of Cups is romantic, emotional, and dreamy. Basically, the opposite of the Knight of Swords. So here's what I'm seeing. Some of y'all are caught between two people. One who's charging ahead with logic or pressure, and one who's trying to woo you emotionally. Or you're dealing with one person who swings wildly between these two energies, which can be confusing as hell. And the presence of the Ace of Pentacles tells me that you want something stable, but this person or situation may not be able to give you consistency yet, even if the potential's there. Okay, and your overall tarot energy is the Eight of Pentacles. This is the energy of hard work, focus, and effort. You might be working hard on this connection or trying to figure someone out. You could be distracting yourself with work because you don't know where you stand emotionally. Either way, something here is requiring effort and possibly too much of it on your end. Now, let's take a look at your oracle cards because things are interesting here. The Hidden Truth Oracle, we pulled so many things remind me of you. Now, usually I read these as the other person missing you or being reminded of your energy, but when I pulled this card, it immediately felt off, like it's not what it seems on the surface. This might be you thinking about them more than they're thinking about you, or maybe they're saying the right things, but you're picking up on something deeper that doesn't quite match their words. Trust your intuition here. If something feels strange or doesn't add up, you're probably right. And then we have, from the Messages of Love Oracle cards, we have balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship, and this is exactly what we saw with the Eight of Pentacles. There's an imbalance. You might be the one carrying the emotional weight, doing the work, or overthinking, while the other person is inconsistent, distracted, or just not reciprocating on the same level. And if this isn't about a specific person yet, it could be about old patterns repeating, situations where you keep pouring in while the other person just takes. So, final thought for Pisces. Pisces, September is asking you to evaluate your energy exchange in love. Whether this is one chaotic connection or a choice between two very different energies, the key question is, are you getting back what you're giving? You're craving something real, something grounded, but the people or situations around you might be too fast, too emotional, or too flaky to give you that fully right now. Don't settle for promises without follow-through. Trust your gut. Know your worth. And if something feels off, it probably is. Take a step back. Are you building something stable, or are you just hoping they'll show up and match your energy? So, I hope that you have a good September, Pisces. I know this isn't like the best in the world, but this does seem like one of those things that's kind of hard to deal with, but it is manageable, and I hope that you are able to navigate through this, Pisces. And yeah, I hope that you have a good September. It is really early in August. Well, actually, I don't know when this is actually going to be published. Maybe it'll be closer to the middle of August when it gets published. Just know that, this is a couple weeks out. This is for September, so you may want to come back to this closer to September. I don't know when I'll publish this, but I'm recording this on August 2nd. But yeah, I specifically pulled these cards and read them for the month of September. Anyways, I will see you next month, Pisces, and now we are on to Cancer. Alright, Cancer, let's dive into your love energy for September. So if you want more information as to why I'm doing it this way, how I pulled the cards, if you want more energy about me, I guess, personally as a tarot reader, or what cards exactly I'm using, like what decks I'm using or anything, that is all in the intro. Check out the intro of the video. And let's just go ahead and get into your reading, Cancer. Now, your first card here, sorry, I have to keep making sure that I have my mouse on my pause button because there is a bunch of landscapers outside. And I do realize that for some reason, I don't know, this video I keep doing soft spoken rather than whispered ASMR, so hopefully it's not too loud for some of you. Anyways, the first tarot card is the Four of Cups. Now, that is the classic energy of emotional dissatisfaction. Something might be offered to you, a person, a connection, even affection, and you're just not sure. It might not be what you expected, or maybe you're still thinking about the past, and it's making it hard to appreciate what's right in front of you. There's a vibe of being emotionally unavailable, whether that's you or the other person, and already there's this sense of someone wondering, is this really it? Okay. The second card is the Three of Cups. Now this card usually means friendship, celebrations, reunions, good vibes, but right next to that's the Four of Cups. That's an odd match. It makes me wonder if you're dealing with like a friends to lovers situation that isn't living up to expectations, or maybe someone has been friend zoned and kind of feeling stuck. For others, it could be a point of recent celebration or reconnection, like a birthday, wedding, a party that left someone feeling more alone than before. Like you were in the room, but you still felt distant. There's also this potential third-party dynamic here. Not necessarily cheating, but like a lingering emotional tie to someone else, or just a lot of outside energy clouding things up. And your third tarot card. Sorry, there was a motorcycle about to go by. Okay, the third tarot card is the Four of Swords. Now this is the energy of rest, retreat, I was like, what kind of vehicle is that? Contemplation. So if the Four of Cups was about emotional disconnection and the Three of Cups tried to offer joy or reunion, the Four of Swords says someone's now pulling back to process. And honestly, for some of you, this is very internal. You or the other person might be reflecting deeply, not just on the relationship, but on identity, sexuality, emotional needs. There's a pause here. Someone's not ready to move forward just yet. Now, your overall energy is the shadow side. This is Major Arcana number 15 in the Witch's Tarot. It's equivalent to the Devil card in the traditional tarot decks. And yeah, this is the card that carries themes of temptation, attachment, unhealthy dynamics, and yes, sometimes sexuality. So, here's where things get real. Some of you might be stuck in a dynamic that's more physical than emotional, or one that's repeating old patterns. Others may be dealing with internal shame or confusion or suppression, especially around identity or desires. If you or your person is exploring or questioning their sexuality, this card is a big confirmation of that shadow work being present, but it can also point to obsession, codependency, toxic attachment loops that need to be acknowledged, even if they're hard to admit. Now let's move on to your oracle cards. From the Hidden Truth oracle card, we have Finding Out the Truth Crushed Me. This one's heavy. For some of you, this could be something you found out. Maybe about the this person or even about yourself. But for others, I'm getting the strong sense that they found out something about you. Maybe someone's been hiding how they truly feel, or something was revealed that changed how one person sees the other. Either way, it's a moment of impact. Emotional truth came out, and now someone's processing the fallout. We also have, and also too, this is for September, so I mean, that is past tense, but for some of you, that could be happening in September too. So there's that. If you're looking at it and being like, oh, that doesn't apply to me at all, still be careful. It could in the future. Or like in September. Anyways, retreat. This is from the Love Oracle deck. Retreat, time alone or in nature will help you recharge. This fits so perfectly with that Four of Swords energy. Right now, there is a need for space, silence, and solitude. Not to shut everything down permanently, but to figure out what exactly is going on emotionally and spiritually. Whether it's time to disconnect from a situation or just take a breather to clear your head, your guides are saying, step back before you decide what's next. So, final thoughts, kind of a wrap up here, Cancer. September is a soul-searching month for your love life. You may be facing emotional dissatisfaction, reflecting on a past connection, or even navigating new feelings that are confusing or unfamiliar. Some of you are stuck in a dynamic where things feel off balance, too casual, too physical, or not as deep as you need. And for others, the issue isn't the relationship itself, it's what's being triggered inside you or the person. This month is about truth, shadow work, and healing. Don't rush clarity. Give yourself the space to process. You're not being dramatic. You're being real. And that's what's needed right now. So, Cancer, thank you so much for joining me for your reading today. I don't know. I don't think anything here is necessarily bad. Like, it doesn't say anything's going to end really necessarily. It's a lot of figuring stuff out and taking a little moment to pause. That doesn't really specify that things are going to end up going good or bad. I do think September is going to be a little bit of a transitional month for a lot of you then. Maybe for the October tarot reading, we will see something a little bit different, hopefully better for you, honestly. I hope that you have a good September, Cancer. And like I said for Pisces, I'm recording this at the beginning of August. I did do this reading for September. I'm not sure when I'm going to publish this video though, so if it comes out early in August or mid-month August, like, just know that this is for September, so this is, a couple weeks out possibly. So you may not be feeling this energy quite yet. Just, this is what's coming in September. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, Cancer, and I hope that you have a good September. Thank you. Alright, Scorpio, so for information as to like why I shuffled things the way I did, why I put the cards out the way I did, what decks I'm using, if you want more information about me as a tarot reader, really any information that you might expect at the beginning of your sign, that's at the intro of the video. I didn't want to repeat it for every single sign. It's just at the intro. It was a short intro, I feel like, so you'll be good. That hopefully will all be answered there though, and let's go ahead and just get into this. The way I kind of do readings is a normal, like the one way that I talked about in the intro, but this one's a little different. There was a reversal that popped out of the deck clarifying one of the cards that I was already going to clarify anyways, even though I normally don't for these videos. And so I don't keep reversals in this deck either, so there's just a lot of special things that happened with your cards here, and it's a very special reading. So let's go ahead and start here. The first card, Scorpio, is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I do want to clarify too, I normally do more of a whispered ASMR approach, but today we're doing like a soft talking, almost even. So hopefully this isn't too loud or disruptive for anyone, but Yeah. And I also have a problem with speaking too fast, so I'm sorry in advance. Anyways, the first card here is the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone deeply nurturing, grounded, patient, generous. In a love reading, this can be someone who's... Oh, it's like, how loud is that motorcycle going to be? In a love reading, this can be someone who's there for others emotionally and practically. It could represent you, especially if you've been a support system for someone, but it could also represent a person in your life who's made you feel cared for and stable. This card gives a soft and loving energy, but don't get too comfy yet. Things do get messier. The second card is the Five of Pentacles. This does have a clarification card, but we'll get to that in a second. The Five of Pentacles, this is where the vibe kind of... Sorry, I have to get my mouse on the pause button in case a motorcycle goes by. This is where... what was I even saying? Five of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. This is where the vibes take a turn. Yes, that's what I said. The Five of Pentacles starts to speak of feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, or emotionally starved. This could be a sense of someone giving their all, the Queen of Pentacles, but getting nothing back, or being met with silence or distance. This contrast is exactly why I feel like I needed to clarify it, and why, and here's where it gets more intense. Clarifying it, we had the Hermit in reverse. I don't even use reversals for the deck, but this flew out in reverse on top of the card that I needed clarified, so I knew it had to be read that way. The Hermit reversed suggests someone's been isolating for too long or giving too much of themselves to another person. Maybe you've been losing your sense in self in trying to help or fix someone. Or someone has shut you out and you're desperate for clarity or reconnection. Together, these two cards can tell a story of overgiving, self-abandonment, and longing, especially when compared with your next card. The third card is the Seven of Wands. This is the energy of feeling attacked, judged, backed into a corner, but you're standing your ground. So now we've got a queen giving everything, then feeling abandoned or drained, and now possibly defending themselves either from a partner's behavior or for their own choices. This could be a defensive stance within a relationship, or it could be someone trying to protect a new fragile connection from outside judgment. Either way, there's tension here and need for space and clarity. Now, the overall tarot energy, and I feel like this is pretty good. The Nine of Pentacles. This card is about self-sufficiency, independence, and flourishing after hard work. This is very interesting because it suggests that despite the messy middle, you're either going to come into your own or being pushed towards self-empowerment. This card tells me you don't need to lose yourself for love. If you've been overextending or abandoning your needs, this is the card for you to reclaim your power. Now, here is a look at your oracle cards. From the Hidden Truth oracle card we have, I want to feel that way again. This card hints at a past emotional high point, a time where love felt alive, electric, and right. Some of you might be chasing that feeling with a current partner, or still holding on to the memory of someone who made you feel that spark. And this message could be theirs or yours. Maybe they want to get back to what you once had, or you're holding on to a version of them that no longer exists. Either way, there's a longing that comes with that card. So, from the Love Messages oracle card, we have wait. The timing is not quite right. this is your confirmation that something is misaligned right now. Whether it's a new connection, a reconnection, or an ongoing relationship. The foundation needs work before it can truly thrive. This doesn't mean it's over. In fact, it feels like this connection can work, but it needs time, space, and balance. Not overgiving, not chasing. And I do want to say to not give, because there is going to be some people watching this, that it might not work, the connection. And, if you're obsessing over a connection, it is important to, know that balance and understand that distinction. So I'm not saying, yes, there's a chance this could work, because that isn't for every single Scorpio out there watching this. I just want to throw that out there. So, Scorpio, this reading was a whole emotional journey. It starts with love and nurturing, dips into abandonment and imbalance, and it pulls you into defense mode and then reminds you are powerful on your own. Whether you're trying to rekindle a spark, heal from being shut out, or just figure out where you stand. September is about reclaiming your sense of self and letting love meet you there, not drain you. The spark isn't dead, but the timing may not be quite right yet. Let this be the month that you pause. There we go. That sounds better. Reflect and protect your peace as well. If it's meant for you, it'll rise when you're no longer burning yourself out to keep it alive. Okay, so, alright, that wraps up the love messages for our water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. For September, love messages. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And these readings are meant to give you insight, not certainty, so your intuition knows best. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, if you feel called to. And if you want to share your story or thoughts about your reading, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Hopefully everyone has a good September. It does feel like there's a common thread between all the water signs. There's a lot of going inward and reflecting and stuff. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one, and I will see everyone tomorrow for another tarot, or not another tarot, for another ASMR video. Bye.